Okay, first of all, welcome because I don't do webinars very often, but when I do, I usually record them and they usually turn out fine. I don't use a lot of fancy graphics or anything like that, so, please overlook that. Today we're going to be talking about the binary option signals and how you can trade them. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. First of all, how do we get these signals? I'll be talking about this during the webinar. They're derived from the Trader Tool Suite. We don't change them in any way, shape, or form. You can get the signals directly on your computer just as they come through, and actually you might be able to get them faster. So we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Second, be aware that there is no super secret sauce. There's no secret to trading. There's no things that banks don't want you to know. There's none of that. All of that garbage is absolute bullcrap. Steer clear of that. Trading is trading. It's a business. Some people have proprietary processes on how they do their trading. I do. Most people do. But there are no big super secrets. So you're not going to find any secrets here. Okay, now here we go. Thankfully, our illustrious, wonderful government makes me say this. CFTC Rule 4.41. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations. Unlike an actual performance record, simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trades have not been executed, the results may have under or overcompensated for the impact. If any, blah, 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 read it. There you go. Basically, everything I'm talking about today, I'm not going to be placing any real trades today. I do place real trades, but we will not do it in this webinar. Be responsible for your own trading. Know that there are risk factors involved. Just take responsibility for your own risk. Okay, here we go. The three methods of trading the signals. Let me show you what the binary option signals look like real quick. Here they are. This is what they look like. Uh-oh. Where did I go here? This is what they look like. Right here, I'm going to be taking a screenshot, and we will be looking at each one. The three signals today, I think we had one in the money loss and two in the money wins. Today wasn't a very great day. However, I just got a message that somebody made some money off these signals, even though technically they didn't win today. But whenever you're looking at it, the signal will come out and it'll look like this, what you see here. TraderBot Marketplace, CX Bollinger Band, sell Euro USD. First of all, these are 1 hour trades. And so if you get it like at, this one came at 12 o'clock, it expires at 1 o'clock. This one down here came at 11:13, it expires at 12. This one came at 14:16, it expires at 1500 or 3 p.m. So they're 1 hour trades. They used to be 2 hour trades, but the probabilities go up dramatically when we switch them to 1 hour. So the only reason that I was using 2 hour trades is to allow more time, but 1 hour trades are sufficient anyways. Now, if you are familiar with Nadex, you're going to understand the next thing that I'm talking about. If you are not familiar with Nadex, you may be a little lost, and we'll go over it here shortly. There are three strike levels. There's one in the money, one out of the money, and one at the money strike level that we show on the signals. Now, the in the money strike level means if price doesn't move, or it can even move against you as long as it doesn't close 10 pips from where it's at right now. That's an in the money trade. And out of the money trade is price has to move 10 pips in your direction and expire above there for that signal to win. And at the money trade means that it can move 1/10 of one tick in your direction and your trade can still be profitable. So these are three different ways to trade these. What I do, I usually take an in the money trade on the majority of my trades. I will wait for a pullback and I will get in on an in the money trade. Sometimes I do trade at the monies if the probability is high and after a series of losses. So we will talk about that as well. So that's what the signals look like. Let me pull this over here. So let's take a little picture here Let's put a little line here. I'm going to do a little quiz just to make sure we're all on the same page here. Let's pretend these three lines are three strike lines, and here is an expiry. Now we're looking at an hourly chart here, but let's pretend these, can you guys see these yellow lines? Yes or no? Just one person tell me.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, you got three lines here. These are strike lines. Let's pretend this middle line is an at-the-money signal. Now, if price stays right where it's at, which is slightly below, and we're looking, let's say we have a buy signal, and we're looking to take this trade, if price stays right where it's at, is that trade going to win or lose? Well, here's the little thing a lot of people don't understand. You've got something called the bid-ask spread. If you don't know what the bid-ask spread is, it is this thing right here. You can buy this for 106.08 or you can sell it for 106.07, and the middle part in here is the spread.
Join the meeting.
The middle part is the spread right here. There is a what you call a spot rate, which is right in the middle of the bid and the ask right here. That's what Nadex uses for their price movements. Like right now, the spot rate is 106.078. You can see that right here. It's in the middle of these two. So that's the spot rate. Now, everything else being equal, if price expired right here, it would be a loss. However, if it expired just one tick above the strike line that we can buy on Nadex, if it expires above there, we're going to win our trade. What happens, though, if price moves up and then expires below it? Well, we lose our trade. However, there are there's ways to make a profit even if it moves a few ticks in your direction. For instance, let's say you buy at 50, because we all know that price at the strike line is 50. If you buy at 50 and it moves up a few ticks, it may move up to 60. You can take a $10 profit or whatever you want to do. Let's say that you buy an in-the-money trade way down here, at this strike way down here. Price only has to move up just a little bit for you to take a profit. So it's easier to take a profit on an in-the-money trade. Price doesn't have to move as much than an at-the-money trade. The reason behind this, it's kind of difficult to explain, but it's what's called the delta of the Black-Scholes model for option pricing. That's the way Nadex calculates their pricing. So if you're taking an in-the-money trade, it's not going to have to move as much to take a profit as an at-the-money trade. However, you have to risk more. If you're buying down here, you have to risk more because it's already in the money. If price doesn't move, you're going to win your trade. If price drops all the way down here and expires right above your strike, you're still going to win your trade. So that's why you have to risk more to do that. And out of the money trade, we're still buying here. And out of the money trade is, let's say up here, let's say 10 pips above. Now, if you buy an out of the money trade, it may cost you $10, it may cost you $20, whatever. If price sits there and doesn't move, you're not going to make any money. However, you're not risking nearly as much. Instead of risking, say, 80 down here, trying to make 20, you're only risking 20 up here. 10, 20, 30, whatever. It's an out of the money trade. If price moves up, the value of the out of the money strike is also going to increase, but not as much. Remember, I said the in the money trade doesn't have to move a whole lot before you can take a profit. However, the out of the money trade does have to move quite a bit before you can take a profit. If you were to buy this at, say, 20, and price went all the way up here to this strike, it's going to be worth 50. So, if I'm buying at 20, and price gets up here to this strike, and it's worth 50, then I've got a $30 profit potential there. But on out of the money trades, price does have to move quite a bit faster. Is everybody following me so far?
Yes.
Okay. Everybody else, you can type in the thing. Got it, Kurt. Good. Sam, do you understand so far? Okay, great. Okay, so let me get rid of this picture. Wrong one. Okay, this question is for Sam only. Okay, Sam, if we're looking at this chart right here, here's your strikes. Let's say we've got 4 strikes here, and this is the live rate. Here is your expiry line right here. Let me go down to a 15-minute chart just so we can look at it a little bit better. Okay. Okay, right here. If I were to buy this right here, how much would it cost me? This is for Sam. If you don't know, it's okay. It's okay. Just tell me you don't know, and I want to try to evaluate where you are. This is for Sam only. If you don't know, look right here. It's 50.25. That's how much it's going to cost to buy this strike. Now, if you wanted to buy this strike down here, how much is it going to cost? Correct. It's going to cost $99.75. Does anybody want to buy a strike for $99.75? No, that's stupid. We don't want to do that. It's too much. The simple fact of it being $99.75, you can't make a profit because of your fees you pay. So the reason it's $99.75 is because it's too close to expiry. If it was back here somewhere, the price would be better. But since it's so close to expiry, nobody's going to buy that at $99.75. Likewise, on your out of the money, this strike up here, if you want to pay $7.75 for it, feel free. However, price is pretty close to the expiry. What are the probabilities that the price is going to raise up here and make a profit by the time expiry comes? It's not highly likely. So the only way that I would trade this, being so close to expiry, is an at the money. I know I'm risking about 50. If it moves up just a little bit, I'm going to make a little bit of money. If it moves down a little bit, I'm going to lose a little bit of money. But being so close to expiry, the at the money is what I want. Now, in an hourly trade, when the signal comes out, it's okay to take any of these. As the signal goes on, the closer it gets to expiry, the more you want to evaluate, okay, what is the likelihood that this thing is going to close below here or close above here? Because as price gets closer to the expiry, something called time decay comes into effect, and these prices down here start deteriorating. Like right now it's $99.75. If price was exactly where it was at, but it was about 5 or 6 bars back, this price might be 80. It might be a better price. So all that being said, the closer price gets to expiry, the more that the time decay is going to affect how much you can buy this for. So don't buy it for $99.75. Let's go on to our next little topic here. Oh, one last thing. Take profit in expiry. We talked about taking profit. Let's talk about letting it run to expiry. Okay. If you let it run to expiry, we've got the probabilities. I'm getting ready to show you the exact probabilities that it's going to expire profitable. And then we're going to look at the probabilities of trades where you can take a profit. So let's go ahead and look at that. Right here, what you see on the screen, the only thing that you need to be concerned about is this ATM level win at 62%. What this tells me is that when a signal comes out, I have a 62% probability that my trade is going to expire profitable. That's what I know. And I know it's that over the past 50 trades. So 62 times out of 100, it's going to expire profitable. 38 times out of 100, it's going to expire at a loss. So this is on the Euro USD signal right here. That's my probability for that. What is my probability if I want to take a signal, say 10 pips in the money? It's 90%. I have a 90% probability that my trade is going to expire in the money or profitable. It's not going to expire unprofitable. What if I want to take an out of the money trade? Well, now it gets kind of crappy because it's only a 24% win rate. 24 times out of 100 it will expire up there, and 76 times out of 100 it will not. However, you're only paying, I don't know, 10, 20 bucks, except during high volatility times you may pay more. But you're risking less for an out of the money trade. Now let's look right here and see what the touch rates are. And what a touch rate is, that's how you can take profit instead of letting it expire. We want to see how often it's going to touch a given level. Okay, now the at the money is not going to show because it's already at the money. It's already touching. That's a given. Yes, Father. I'm sorry. I had to do that. I got to show you. Nadix Priest. Yes, it's going to be recorded. Okay. So if you have to go, no worries. I'm going to put it up later. And thank you for joining. Okay. So, touch levels. Okay. How often, if I take, let's say, a Euro USD trade, how often is it going to touch 10 pips out of the money? If I want to take an, thank you. If I want to take an out of the money trade, how often is it going to touch 10 pips out of the money? Well, right here, it's going to do it 58% of the time. So let me ask you a question. If you could buy an out of the money for, I don't know, 10 or 20 bucks, and it touches 58% of the time, and you can get out of that at around 50, is that a good probability? Well, it can be. As long as you use a scaling technique that I use. It's not martingale. Please, dear God, don't think it's martingale, because martingale will kill your account. But I do scale my trades if I'm doing out of the monies only. Does everybody know what I'm talking about when I say scale my trades? If you don't, let me know and I'll talk about it. If you do, just keep your mouth shut and we'll go on. Anybody not know? Okay, Sam, scaling your trade. There is, let me take a picture here. Let's say we have a signal right here, a down signal. Let's pretend we have an up signal here and a down signal here. Let's just, for hypothetical purposes. Okay, now if I can buy an out of the money for, say, we'll say 20 bucks, and I want to get out of it at a profit at 50. What's my payoff? It's risking 20 to make 30. It's better than a 1-to-1. But if I lose, if it does not touch my 10 pip profit target and I lose my first trade, I might buy, and I don't do this 1, 2, 4, 8. I don't double up every time. I'll do what's called a Fibonacci. I'll do 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, and that's it. I'll buy one contract here. I'll buy one contract here. I'll buy 2 contracts here. And then again, 3 and 5. And then I'm done. I made a video on exactly how to do that. If you don't stop yourself from scaling up your trades and you just start taking it to infinity, you're going to blow your account, number one. Okay. So that's what I mean by scaling up. And the reason that I can do this is because I know that over the past 50 signals given, hang on a second. Okay, to the guy that sent me that privately, I will answer you in just a second. Because I know over the past 50 signals given, it's lost only 3 consecutive trades in a row. Now, will it only lose 3 from now till the end of time? We don't know. But I do know that over the past 50, it's lost only 3 times in a row. Now, the reason I cut my scaling off at 5, I got 1, 1, 2, 3, 5. It's 1 contract, 2 contracts, 3 contracts, 5 contracts, if your account can sustain that. The reason I cut it off at 5 and I say, okay, I'm done, is the simple fact that over the past 50, it's only lost or only not touched the out of the money level only 3 times in a row. If it jumps from 3 to 5 times in a row, I know something in the market is off and I need to get out. I need to take my loss, which I think, if the math is correct, it's like a $400 loss or something like that. I don't know. I need to take my loss, kick myself in the rear, cry, and stop trading for the day. You need to cut it off at some point. Luckily, whenever I do this technique, I've not hit my my cutoff limit in a long time, so it works for me. Anyhow, that's what scaling is. And you can only do it with out of the monies. You cannot do scaling within the monies. Do not try it, because if you risk 80 to make 20, and then you lose, and then you risk 160 again, or 80 again, and then 160, it's just stupid. The math doesn't work. So don't do that. Now, somebody asked me in a private message, would it be worth waiting for 3 losses before entering the OTM? Absolutely. If you've got patience, you can wait for 3 losses. Let me move back here. This is the Euro USD signal right here. If you can't read it, just bear with me for a second. This signal here, at this strike, is when the signal came out, and it did touch the out of the money level. I actually traded this signal, and I posted it in the room whenever I was trading it. It did touch, and I took a profit on that. Now this signal right here, it did not, so that's a loss. It's a loss if you're trading in out of the money. This signal did touch, that's a win. This signal did not touch, so that's a loss. So there's one loss. That one did, that one didn't. You can use your own tool suite to go back through this and figure all that out. So in short, to answer your question, if you want to wait for 3 losses, go ahead. I don't personally, not as often as I should, I guess. But if I see 1 loss, I'm getting in. If I see 2 losses, I'm getting in. So there you go. That's that. Okay. Let's go over the probabilities of the signals. The probabilities of winning your trade, and we change these quite often, about once a month or so. We stay on top of the market because the probabilities are never going to remain the same. Right now, we've got a 62% probability for an at-the-money trade, 24% probability for an out-of-the-money expiry, and a 90% for an in-the-money expiry. Now, all these, everyone I want to talk about, except for the like an index or something, is going to be 10 pips. The indexes or indices, whatever you want to call it, they're different because they're priced differently. So I've got a 62% probability of expiring in the money on every single trade. Now, does every trade win? No, of course not, because 38 out of 100 are not going to win. So let's go back through here and look at what all the probabilities are. On the British pound US dollar, we got a 66% probability of an at-the-money win, a 90% probability of an in-the-money win, and a 36% probability of an out-of-the-money win. So what is our probabilities of an out-of-the-money touch? If you wanted to take profits on an out-of-the-money trade, you can go into your software. If you have this software, you can just follow along. If you don't, just, hang on. Go to touch mode. It hits 63% of the time. However, the British pound binaries are going to cost more out of the money than a Euro USD for the simple fact that they move a lot faster. So there's that. And I'm going to show you, I can't wait to show you the new thing that we're getting ready to release. On the Dow Jones or the Wall Street 30, it's got a 67% at the money probability of expiring in the money. The in the money is only 70%. Oh, hang on. Yeah, hang on a second, Sam. Okay. You see this signal right here? Well, just for me, let me pull one up that just happened. Where's my Australia? Okay, Sam, look. the question was, are those numbers in the chart on the right side for current candles that are open? Okay, all these numbers are for every single trade in history except for the open one, because we can't count that as a this one's closed, but only if a trade is open. We can't count this as a probability until it is closed because we don't know. So if the past 50 trades have closed profitable 60% of the time, if this one closed profitable, it's going to change this percentage. It's going to go up to 61 or 60.5 or whatever. So it does not take into account the open trades because until they're closed, we don't know the probability of it closing except for what we can see in the past. So, there is technically a quasi way to find out the probability. Let me see if I can pull it up. Okay, here's how to know your probability of the current candle or current open trade on anything closing in the money. I don't like it, but there's been a lot of mathematicians say it's the truth. I don't know, whatever. Right now, I know that this strike right here has a 56% probability of closing in the money, right around 50. This strike up here has somewhere in between a 0.25 and a 7.75% probability. All the pricing shows you is what the current probability is according to the Black-Scholes model using the delta. I don't know how to explain that to you, so I wish I did. I don't. So did that answer your question? Cool, thank you. Okay. Now, what if, the signals come out maybe 2 a day, 1 a day, 3 a day, something like that. But what if you want to be an active trader? How do you get pretty much the same signals? We're going to go over, right now I'm going to show you exactly how I look for, I tell you what, somebody give me, we're going to do this random, somebody give me a currency pair, somebody give me a time frame to trade, like 1 hour, whatever, daily, whatever, and somebody give me a signal, like any of these, bar run, Bollinger Band, whatever. Okay, USD yen, we're going to look at that. What is this? I don't know what this red thing is. I don't know how to get rid of it. Hang on. There we go. Okay. We're on USD yen, 1 hour MACD. Okay, USD yen, 1 hour MACD. If you want to create your own signals that you can get on your phone by either, you can have it, what do you call it, pushed to your phone, or you can have it sent to an email and do it that way. It doesn't matter. This is how you can do that. Okay. First of all, and give me an expiry. How far out? 1 hour out, 2 hours out, a day out? How far is an expiry? Give me something to work with. Okay, 2 hours out. Jim, I went with Jeremy because I already got yours. So we're going with 2 hours out. All right, I'm going to go down here to bars to expiry right here. I'm going to click on it and go 2 hours out. All right, on the current settings right now, this is what we've got. I'm gonna change it to a let's see. I'll change it to 10 pips right here. 10 pip strike distance from each other, custom interval from open. That'll show, it comes out at the beginning of the candle. And currently, this is what it shows. Now, somebody tell me, at the money, is this a good trade or not? At the money only. If I took an at the money trade, no, it's not. Why not, Jim? Why not, Sam? Tell me why. 62% loss, correct. Now, how, if I was just going through here, and I wanted to get a 62% win rate, what would I do to get that win rate? There you go, trade against the signal. Let's go and check and see what that says. Now, because of the bid-ask spread, it may not show exactly 62%. It may show something a little bit different. So we've got to check it. Okay, however, on this one it does. It shows 62%. Now, what we're all looking for is that holy grail. We're always looking for it. We always will. It doesn't exist, but we still try to find it. So what we're going to do is go in here. We're going to try to create something to where our at the money win rate, or out of the money, or in the money, whatever, goes up. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go in here and be like a scientist and start experimenting. Maybe on the MACD, I want to go 6, 12, 5. If you don't know what these mean, go Google it. It's MACD settings. Okay, well that just brought it down, except for my out of the money went up to 44%. Well, let me look at something. What if I wanted to take a profit on that? Okay, look, 60%. Has 2 losses in a row, 60%, risking 20 to make 30. Looks pretty good to me. Even if I want to go 20 pips out, I know that's no good because it's got 7 losses in a row. It's crap. So, you can do this with anything. One of my favorite ones to do is the bar run. We might go over that in just a minute. I'll go over, maybe we won't, we don't have time. But you can change these settings to anything you want and instantly find the percentage. How long would it take you to find the percentage on everything by hand? It's going to take years to do things you could do in hours or days, here. So by all means, utilize this. If you want to trade specific hours, let's say you work, long hours, and you can only trade between, 50, well, you got this is an FX Pro demo and the time is off. But let's say you just want to trade in the morning from 8 to 10. And that's the only time you have to trade. You're looking for things. Okay, now the out of the money win rate is 76%. Pretty good. Let's see what the expiry rate is. That's for a take profit. Let's see what the expiry rate is. Expiry rate is 64, and out of the money expiry rate is 40%. Pretty darn good. So, okay, Jim asked, can you combine indicators? I will tell you this. I'm getting ready to show you something pretty darn nifty, and it looks like this. But we're not going to go over it yet. So, Jim, just hang on. Okay, that's how you can get any type of signal you want to your phone at any point in time. If you can only trade between 2 and 3 in the morning, you'll know the probabilities of when you get that signal, what's your win rate. So I see things out there online saying a 90% ATM win rate. Sorry, that's bullcrap. It does not exist. If it does exist and it's true, I'll give anybody $1,000. Okay, so you bring me a 90% ATM win rate, I'll give you $1,000. There we go. Okay. Let me read a question here. Could we have this binary signals at the same MT4? Okay, no. Don't, you can, okay, let me read the question. Can we have the binary signals on the same account that we use for the auto trader? Let's say there are open trades on the auto trader. Does this affect our trades? No, it doesn't. However, I have several accounts for specific purposes because we're humans and we screw up. There's been times when I've had my auto trader running and I saw this and I know this is on my demo account. I can do anything I want to it and it's not going to mess with it. However, at one time I had the auto trader running, and just to see how this would do in Forex, I clicked a trade and I traded like 5 times larger than I normally trade. And I didn't mean to do it. And then instantly I closed it out after I realized, this is a live account, because I was just doing some testing. So it's always a good idea to put it on a different account. If you got Oanda, You can set up 100 different testing accounts. It takes 2 seconds, you know. Um, okay, so yeah, I wouldn't do that. Jim asks, do you always try and enter as soon as the signal comes out? Jim, what I will do is when the signal comes out, I will open up. I'm slow as Christmas. I'll open up Nadex. I'll look at it. I'll look back at the signal. I will decide, okay, what do I want to do here? I'm going to wait for a pullback. So I'll go ahead and I'll wait for that pullback to enter in on an in the money trade. That's the way I do it. I take my time. I look at it and I ask myself, what's a good price? Now, speaking of pricing, never pay more than the probabilities suggest. If I have a 64% ATM win rate, well, number one, on an ATM win rate, I'm never going to pay more than $64 for it. I'm probably not even going to pay that. I don't want to pay more than, say, 55 bucks for an at the money. The only reason I'll go up to 55 is because sometimes you can't get in. But on an in the money, if it's an 84% win rate, I'm never going to pay 85 or 86. I'm always going to pay less than 84. And technically, I don't like to pay more than 80 for an in the money win rate. So I'll wait on that pullback. Sometimes I miss a lot of trades because, like on this one, the signal came out, boom, down it went. So I would have missed that trade. But never pay more than what on an out of the money trade. Don't pay more than 40 bucks. Just don't do it. 10 pips out, I probably wouldn't even pay that. So, Jim, to answer your question, that's how I do it. Okay. So you can create any signal you want and know the probabilities every time. Hey, there's a couple of people in here that I don't know. So if I've never spoke to you before, I know most of you. If I've never spoke to you before, let me know and I will talk to you for a minute. How to choose the best price, never buy for more than the probabilities suggest. We just went over that. How to get the signals on your phone. We just went over that. What to do if you lose. Okay, this one, I'm going to tell you what happens. You guys don't see this, but here is exactly what happens. A signal will come out. It will lose. If I trade the signal, I will take the loss right along with you. And then I will get an email from somebody new. And it will look something like this. Let me just type it in here. First of all, I have to write in all caps, because when people are mad. Okay, here's what happens when a losing signal comes and a new trader that has not been trading for a while takes that losing signals. I will get some type of message like that. And I swear, I can't tell you how many times that's happened. And here's what I do. I tell them the same thing that I'm going to tell you. There is no holy grail. There is no trading strategy that wins, on an at the money, or a 1-to-1 or whatever, 95% of the time. You see it online, it's fake. It's fake fakery of the fakest kind. It's fake. Trading is trading. It's a business. You're going to take losses. You're going to take wins. What we're looking for is the overall equity curve. Now, I'm sure most of you have seen the equity curves in the Forex things that we post on Facebook and whatnot. There's losses in there. Freaking Alton, he took he took his account up to like 200%. Then it drew down quite a bit before going right back up. There's losses in between all the wins. You're looking at an overall equity curve going up. You cannot avoid losses. Losses will happen, and that's just it. If you come to me and say, I want to win every trade, I'm going to send you packing. Because that's just not the way it works. That's something that all the stupid con artists out there tell everybody, but it's not real and it's not true. So there will be losses. Suck it up and move on. And sometimes it's horrible to lose a trade. I know that. This is not an easy business. So trades you will lose. Okay. We already went over this, how to know all probabilities of every trade expiring at any given price level. Does anybody have any questions on anything that we have talked about today, or that I have preached to you? We haven't really had much of a conversation, but if you have any questions before going on about how to trade the signals, now's the time to speak up. Oh, the bar run. Oh, that's my favorite one. I love this thing. Let me show you what it is. Somebody asked, what's the bar run? And, oh, sorry. Where are we? The bar run. Uh-oh, hang on. Let me set this up exactly how I set mine up. Okay, the reason that we had this one coded is there's such a thing called the 7-bar fade out there in the trading world. I found out the 7-bar fade it doesn't really work. I don't know why they talk about it, but that's the reason why I wrote this. And then actually I didn't write it. Matthew wrote it for me. I just told him what I wanted. And the way this is look. How many times have you seen X bars in a row going the same way? Like right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 bars in a row. Could it go up to 5 or 6? Yes. Could it go up to 147 bars in a row? No, it's not going to do that. Hang on a second, guys. Jim, yes, you can place pending orders with Nadex. It's called a working order. So yes, you can do that. Okay. Anyhow, all this thing does is it counts the bars right here. See these bars right here? If I'm looking for right here, this is, a big long bar, but you notice most of them stay down between 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. If I'm looking for 7 bars in a row and then I want to get in, I can go up here and type that. Now I use this a lot in trend following. I'll wait for a trend and then I will get in on, X bars, X number of bars of a pullback. But that's all it is. If you want to see how often price wins after, say, a 2-bar run, you can do that. So, even just a 2-bar run over the course of, past 50 trades, it's got a 60% win rate, at the money. So that's the bar run. And I like to play with it with different time frames and things like that. I forgot to go over here and show you guys all of the probabilities of the signals. Let's do that. 61% at the money for Germany 30. 77% in the money. I don't even know what the crap this is. Ichimoku. I don't know what it does. People like it. 68% at the money win rate. 84% in the money win rate. That's on the S&P. Corn, 67%. This one I got to kind of finagle with because the corn expiry is... I might end up taking this one out. However, the win rate is pretty good. 67%. So, and out of the money is the out of the monies are pretty good too. We'll just have to work with this one. Euro USD 62%, USD Swiss franc 54%. However, the reason I've got it on here is because the at the money is 94%, and I can always get 10 pips out on USD Swiss franc. The win rate on that is 94%. The out of the money rate sucks. Don't buy an out of the money on a USD Swiss franc. It just doesn't move like that. 64% on the USD CAD. 60% on Australia US dollar. But guess what? You don't have to stick to these. You can create your own signals and try to get that win rate up if you want to do that. 60% there on the Euro Pound. And we went over the Wall Street 30. Okay. Let's see. Kurt says, are there recommended settings for the indicators, or is that something we just play around with until we get good probabilities? Well, here's how I do it. I've got the settings that are on the signals. They're the ones you see here. They are also in the document that tells you how to do the signals inside of your dashboard. You can play around with them and try to get those probabilities up. I spend probably 2 hours a day playing with them. I really do. Looking at, because they're never gonna, you're never gonna be able to set them and they're gonna remain the same. It just doesn't work like that. Maybe this year RSI really works good. Maybe last year, MACD worked good. Jim asks, would it be useful if the probabilities were sent with the signal notifications? Any chance of that? Actually, I talked to Matthew about that the other day and then I forgot about it. So I will remind him. Hang on, let me send him this picture here, and I'm going to ask him about that, and I will let you know, Jim, because I don't know. Hang on. I'm going to send this to Matthew. Give me just 1 second. Matthew, where are you? Okay, there we go. Let me make sure it's sent to him. Good. Okay, so I'll let you know about that later, Jim. Okay. If we have any more questions, post them. If not, I'm going to tell you about the new product we're getting ready to release. It's really cool. Currently, you've had to do this. You've had to load all these. You've had to go in here and go open your data folder. And then when your data folder opens up, you got to go in here and go into MQL4 and then go into indicators and paste them all in there. And if you got auto traders, you got to go in there, find the experts tab, paste them in there, all that. What we have now, let me find it. It's on my desktop. Okay. We've got a EA installer. Anyhow, what it does is whenever you download from the site, you can automatically it'll install everything for you. You don't have to ever go into your folders again. You just shut your MT4 off, download the file from the site, and then click, next, and it installs everything for you. Boom, you're done. Open up your MT4 and you're good to go. So you don't have to install them anymore. Okay. Okay, Sam. He says, when we get the signal, how do we buy them in Nadex? Okay, hang on a second, Sam. Sam, are you familiar with what a Nadex ladder chart looks like? Okay, here you go. Let's say we got a signal right now with a buy for Euro USD. Okay, well, the at the money is going to be somewhere in between 106.12 and 106.08. 106.12 and 106.08, somewhere in between there. So you can buy and in the money, which right now it's got 11 minutes to get. Let's choose one that has a little bit farther out. Hang on a second. Oh, crap, we can't. It's Friday. Okay, never mind. But you go in here, you open up the ticket, and let's say you open up the ticket. Let's say you want to buy it for 68. How many contracts do you want to buy? One. And place order. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to take that trade. Place your order, and the order will either go up here into open orders or down here into working orders. If it goes into a working order, that means the price moved before you could actually place this order here. If you want to sell it, you can go over here and you can sell this again, one. And you can toggle back and forth between buying and selling. Just make sure your price is correct. If you don't know how to place an order on Nadex, I will work with you on that. That is a topic for I can send you some videos on how to do that. Okay, Sam, I don't understand the question. How do you find out if it's an OTM or ITM? I don't understand that question. The the signals are a. Let me pull up the signals here. Hang on a second. Hang on. Okay, like the signal. This. Where did my thing go? This signal right here yesterday, it said ITM, OTM, ATM. Here's your three levels. Okay. You can choose to trade an ATM level. You can choose to trade an OTM or an ITM. If you are going to trade an ATM, whether you take profit or whether you, let it expire, that's up to you. But you know your probabilities. They're inside your dashboard, and you can put those into your own platform and see the probabilities exactly as I see them. Your OTM is right here, and you can choose which one of these that you want to take depending on the strategy that you have. If you want to take profits and you want to scale up, you can choose OTM. If you want to let it expire, wait for a pullback, get in, you can do ITM. If you want to get in as a signal comes out and you want to try to make $50 on the thing, you can get in with an ATM. It doesn't really matter, and I can't tell you how to do that. That is a personal preference to you. I lost my chat box. Hang on a second. Sam, have you ever placed an 8x trade, even on a demo? Okay. Good, then. So you know a little bit how to do that. Okay, that's something that may need to be worked on demo, and I'll give me a call after the thing. We'll talk. Okay. Because one thing is, there's 3 different strikes. I can't tell you which one to take. The only thing I can show you, and the only thing anybody can show you, is what are the probabilities that this signal is going to pay off. We can't see the future. Nobody can. We can only see what's happening now and what is likely to happen according to all of the data that we have. One thing that I don't want you doing, I don't want you looking at a signal and trying to analyze it. Well, if I put this moving average on it, or if I do this, because we don't have any data for that, So, Tina asks, how do you know the probabilities for the signals? How do you know the settings for the indicator generated the signals? Okay, I'll answer the second question first. How do you know the settings for the indicator generating the signals? Trial and error. I will go in here and I will start with a basic. Let me get this off. I'll just pull over whatever. We'll use, I don't know, RSI. I'll pull it over. Boom. There is my basic default settings. That's what it looks like. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is go up here and look at my ITM. It's 50%. The OTM's 46%. I don't like that. So I'm going to change it. And by trial and error, I will come up with probabilities that are good, things that have happened over and over in the past. And we're humans. We do things out of habit. We do the same things over and over and over. There are patterns in the market that happen all the time, and this is just another way to look at them. So by trial and error, you can play around with and come up with your own settings of things that happen. And the probabilities are not going to change overnight. They just won't. They will change over time, over the next few weeks, over the next few months. It's not going to be a 72% probability today and then a 34% probability tomorrow. That's just not going to happen. So that's how I figure these out. That's how everybody else does too. And how do you know the probabilities for the signals? The way that we know is because we went in there and put a mathematical formula behind it to calculate every single thing that happens when a signal comes out. We calculated how often does it hit this line, how often does it hit this one, how often does it hit this, how often does it expire above here, here, or here, or below here, below here, below here, how often does it come down to here, reverse, and go back up. That's one thing that I didn't show you. It's called touch and reverse. It's right here. How often does that happen? You know, like on a signal, 57% of the time, I know that when I get an arrow here, it's going to, if I get an arrow and it touches this yellow line, it's going to bounce off and go right back up. 57% of the time. So we've calculated all that in. So that's how we know the probabilities of everything that's happened. Okay, I want to show you guys something new that we're coming out with. Oh, hang on. Tina has another part. She says, I mean, when you just look at the signals and not play with it yourself on the chart, where can you find the probabilities for the latest? Oh, sorry. Hang on. I got you. Give me a second. Okay, if you are a member, you can see this. If you're not a member, you can't see it. Oh, I got to log in. Hang on a second. I'm not logged in right now. Ah, pooey. I had caps lock on. Hang on. Okay, yours is going to look slightly different, but if you're in here and you've got the trading signals and the tool suite, in here, tutorials and manuals, right here where it says TraderBot Marketplace Binary Options Signals User Manual, open that up. And what that's going to do is going to bring you to a page, and on this page it's going to tell you how to trade the signals. And if you scroll down, it's going to show you everything that we have currently on the signals, and you're going to be able to see the probabilities, and you're going to be able to see the parameters so that you can replicate those on your own. Yes, Lewis, I will post that in the Facebook group. He missed most of the webinar. So anyhow, but that's where they are. So go into your dashboard, click here, it'll bring you here, and you can see everything. And it will tell you everything. All expiries are an hour out, blah 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 blah. How much should I pay? Blah blah blah. What do the signals look like? There you go. And all of that. So, okay. All right. Now, I'm done with this portion of the webinar. The very next portion is talking about this. Does anybody want to take a break, or do you want to keep moving forward? Let me know in the chat. You want to take a couple of minutes or just move forward? Okay, here we go. Okay, so everything that I've shown you right now, such as this, the only way to change it is to right click, go down to indicators list, click on that, go over here, double click on that, find out what you're looking for, click it. You know, if we want to change this to this, you know, and then click OK, and then click close. And that's the way to change it. Well, that just pissed me off. So Matthew's been working on, because I said, man, it takes up so much time to do that if you're going through charts over and over and over. Now, what I'm getting ready to show you is not complete. It is not ready. It will be ready shortly, but there's a couple little glitches we're still working on before we release it. All of these are the same thing as this. It looks a little bit different, but it will tell you the same thing. You can see everything here. If you want to change something, I'm going to show you how easy it is to change it. Let's say you want the custom intervals to be 20. Well, now, if you just type in 20 and then go to calculate, it does it right there. If you want the expiry, if you want to see touches instead of expiry, you just calculate it, and it's right there. You can change indicators without doing anything, pretty much. Just put that on there, put it in there, calculate, boom. So it's much faster. And if you want to change anything, like we've got X bars out, like 2 hours out. You can do a custom. You can customize. I want 47 bars out, or you can do 3 p.m., 7 p.m., 11 p.m. That goes along with the Nadex strikes. 3 a.m. whatever. If I do a 3 p.m., I can see that, and then I can scroll out here, and if I want to see my probabilities, right there they are. Drew, what do you mean by an auto optimizer? Because I'm not a fan of optimization on this stuff, because of the simple fact that it kind of shows you a lot of false things. So what do you mean by auto optimizer? Are you talking about looking for the highest probability, going through here and going and like in the background it running over and over looking for the highest probabilities? Okay, we have talked about it. We have tried it. For some reason or other, it's either it bogs down MT4 because it's running so many or whatever. It may be a coding issue. We haven't done that yet, but you know what? Maybe because we tried it before and then we kind of forgot about it. So you know what? Maybe that might be. I'm going to take a picture of that and I'm going to send it to Matthew. For those of you that don't know, Matthew, he's got a master's degree in awesome, and he's our programmer. And he never says no. He tries his best on everything he does. And what he comes up with is some pretty awesome things. Let's see. Let me send this to him. Oh, that looks like horrible nonsense right there. But still, whenever you go in, it'll look something like that. So that's our new, and it not only comes in one file. It's not a whole bunch of different files. Everything, all of the CX, all of the TBs are in there. The difference between the CX and the TB is this. CX indicators look X bars out, like 4 bars out, 1 bar out, 3 bars out. The TB looks for certain time frames. I want it to expire at 3 p.m. or I want it to expire at 11 p.m. That's what I'm looking for. So that's the differences. Okay, is there, and somebody else asked this too, is there a way to get probabilities when combining 2 indicators, for example, bar run and RSI combined or whatever? Yes, there is a way. Yes, Matthew has written it. Does it work? No, it does not work. It does not show you any higher probabilities than using 1. We have looked at all kinds of different scenarios, and we may, let me see if I still have some. I think I got rid of them. I had some on here. Yeah, I got rid of them. The only one that we have been able to make work is this one, CX ABS, but it repaints, so we can't use that one either. So we won't release anything that either repaint. Does everybody know what repainting is? Because if you're looking at any indicator out there anywhere, you've got to know that it does not repaint. Repainting is I was going to say the number one something or other, but I don't have anything to back that up. People get false readings. It would be like this. Pretend you're looking at an indicator and maybe it shows that it wins every single time. You've seen those ads where it shows sell here, buy here, sell here, buy here, and every single one of the indicator things won. You know what? That's fake, because after you reload, it's going to show this. You're going to see 2 signals. Both signals are going to win. And then later on, it's going to, well, I can't make that disappear. You're not going to have an arrow. It's going to disappear. It's not going to be there. And you're going to be like, what the hell? So, that's a repainting indicator. And we don't deal with repainting indicators. Okay, Jim asks a question, and I am going to give you an answer that might knock your socks off, Jim. The question is there a Nadex API that you can hook into so that you can trade directly from this? The quick answer is yes, there is a Nadex API. Here's the thing. Okay. As you may know, I tried to create my own trading platform. I was going to use it with Cantor Exchange. Well, creating your own trading platform is horrible. It's just, it was nonsense from day one. It was stupid. All the programming, blah, blah, blah. So I scrapped it. And I talked to a friend of mine. I don't even know if I'm supposed to. Okay, I won't tell you who it is. You all know him. But we talked about auto trading for Nadex. He is trying his best to get his platform to work, and everything that he's tried so far works with Nadex. So we're trying to get quote unquote auto trading for Nadex. Right now, Nadex is extremely strict about auto trading, so we are. Here's the way it's going to work. If we can get it to work, his platform has the ability to connect with my signals, whether it's generated on here or wherever, because I can get these to print to a specific program that his program can read from. And when that happens, then you will be able to auto trade on Nadex. It's kind of far away because it takes a lot of effort to get everything to work. Plus, not to mention the liquidity issues. If 1,000 people pile up on one signal, it's not going to work. The market makers won't make a price for it, so we can't do that. So, long story short, yes, I do have an API. Is it going to be anytime soon? No, don't even ask me about it, because everybody knows I can't keep my mouth shut. So when something happens, I'm going to tell you about it. So, but it's not going to be anytime soon. Not unless anybody in here is an expert programmer and wants to do it. Anybody in here want to do it? If you do, let me know. But you've got to be a, by gosh, super programmer. Because most programmers out there don't know their butt from a hole in the ground. So, anyhow, okay. Your socks have fallen off. Okay, well, that's about all I've got. That's about the signals, about the tool suite, If you got questions, let's have it. Thanks everybody for showing up. Unrelated question. Okay, good deal. Let's hear it. And if you have questions about any other thing, go ahead as well. Yeah, Sam, there are manual signals for Forex. It's let's look at it real quick. Let me pull this over. We'll see what happened today. Let me get this off of here first. Indicators. Delete. Okay, let's look and see what happened today in our Forex room. We got signals at 4 a.m. and 10 a.m. This morning at 4 a.m., sell the Australian dollar yen at 86.90. Let's see what happened. Australian dollar yen. Oh yeah, Australian dollar. Where's my Australian dollar? Okay, at 86.90. Let me look for it here. At 86.90. All right, right there. And so it went down 60 pips today. And the other one was sell euro yen. Let me see, euro yen. That was a sale on the euro yen at 120.41, which let me find it here. 120.41. Right there. So the euro yen dropped 71 pips today. So good. We also have a 10 a.m. signal on Forex. Let's see how it did today. Buy Australian Swiss at 76.75. Let me go over to Australian Swiss and buy it at, which this came out at 10 o'clock, 76. I've already taken profit on this one, by the way. 76, what? 76.75. Right there. So it went up, 13 pips. I pulled out at 10 pips, but it's every morning at 4 a.m. and 4 a.m. and 10 a.m. every morning at the same time. So there's Forex signals. Okay, let me see here. Oh, hang on. I missed some questions. Oh, thanks, Nick. Nick loves my webinars. Drew, what's ABS? That's something Terry is messing with, and it's doing really well. Is everybody in here familiar with our auto traders as well? Some people. Here's what I did. I made a boo-boo a couple weeks ago. I put the auto traders out for like I wanted to do like a little trial, and it kind of bit me in the rear. So I can't do that anymore. But once you get the auto traders running, they run really well. And is anybody in here running the auto traders? Oh, before I do that, Kurt asked, since we were looking at the 4 a.m. and 10 a.m., where are the manuals on how to take them? I don't know. They're in your dashboard. If they're not, talk to Terry. We need to get those up. I'll look and make sure they're in your dashboard, though. Holler at me later today. Okay, Sam says, I used to get signals from a company. They would send me signals, including buy or sell, take profit or stop loss if it's a limit, and all of that. Yes, ours is the same. There's 3 profit targets, 10, 20, and 30 pips. The stop loss is 50. Unless it's a British pound pair, then it's 100. Debbie, these signals are only for Forex and not Nadex, the 4 a.m. and 10 a.m. That's correct. You can trade them on Nadex using a spread if they offer it, but they don't offer everything. I've got a bunch of yeses and nos, and I don't remember what I asked, so I apologize. Sam, can I teach you how to use what? The auto trader? Oh. Okay. Yeah, here's how I do it. Let's pretend right now that a signal comes out here at, whatever price is. Just a real quick down and dirty thing. There we go. Okay. Let's say I get a signal to buy, at the high here. Here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to right click. I'm going to go down to trading. I want to buy it. What? Oh, yeah, okay. I want to take profits up here at whatever, hang on a second. Terry has a, what do you call it? The trade manager. It works really well. Go in here, right click, put in your stop loss, which is 50 or 100 pips, depending on which one it is. And then you can put a profit. Now, we've got 3 different profit targets. You can put a 30 pip profit target and then close them manually as they hit each one by placing limit orders. Or you can place 3 different orders. I just place 1 and then close them manually. So you can do that, like that, or you can use Terry's, the signal manager. On his signal manager, all you have to do whenever it comes up is enter in the price, which where the signal is, and it's going to buy or sell for you. I'm not getting into all that right now. We've been doing this webinar for about an hour now, and but I can do that in the future. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah, I forgot. I asked who uses the auto traders. Okay, Tina asks, what indicator do you use to generate the 4 a.m. and 10 a.m. Forex signal? Is it something we can set up ourselves or trade at other times? We use something called the inverted movers to help with our 4 a.m. decision. They're manual. They're not automated. We have to make a decision on what to trade. So that you can have that. It comes in your signals and tool suite package. And it's called the inverted movers, and it shows you. I'll show you what it shows you. Let me see if it's. Give it a minute. I got my webinar and my recorder and everything running, so it locked up on me. Anyhow, that's what we use. It's called the inverted movers, and the manual is inside your dashboard. I'm gonna try it again here. There we go. Right here, I can see that the British pound is moving down. The yen is moving up. So what do I want to look for? I want to look to sell the British pound yen. Let's go to it. Let's go to the British pound yen. Okay, let me take that off because it's in the way. We know to sell it. Let's look. I'm not going to do this right now. It's 4:17 in the afternoon, but you can see right here. Here's a sale here, and you can see what's called a flag that's forming. That's a dive bomb and then a short consolidation. Most likely it's going to drop from there, but I didn't have to scroll through all my charts. I had to look at one, so that's what that is. That's one of the tools we use to generate the 4 and 10 a.m. signals. Okay, another question. I know how to buy or sell. I want to know how we use the information from the chat room. Okay. Are you talking about the auto trader or the or the signals? Because the signals, you don't need any information from the chat room. Chat room's there pretty much for everybody to bullshit. That's what we do. We get in there and we talk. But you can ask questions. And if you're in the auto trader room, Chris will answer those questions. If you're in the Forex signals room, Terry will answer those questions. And if you're in the binary options discussion room, either me, Terry, or Chris, or Matthew, or whoever will answer those questions for you. The manual signals. If you want to get in there and just ask questions, you can, but there's only one way to trade them, which is to enter the signal at the price given. It's a limit order or stop order, whatever you want to call it. It's an entry order. And your profit targets are 10, 20, and 30 pips. And your stop loss is 50 or 100 pips on the British pound. Because all that'll happen in the morning, like this morning at 10 a.m., let me get rid of whoever joined or whatever. Okay, at 10 a.m., I wrote buy Australian Swiss at this price. Well, at 10 a.m., let me go to Australian Swiss. At 10 a.m. this morning, hang on. Okay. At 10 a.m., there's 10 a.m. and the price to buy it at was what? 76.75. Right about there. We'll drop down to a 1 minute chart here. It was pretty much a enter now type of thing this morning. Okay. Anyhow, so there's the price to buy it at. Here's the time that the signal came out, and it's not like Nadex that has an expiry. Forex has no expiry. So, okay, at 10 a.m. price was here, right down here. Close enough. At 10 a.m. price was right here. The line to buy, sorry. The line to buy it was here. That's your entry order. As price moved up here over the next couple of minutes, it took a buy order right here. And then I'll put my stop loss of 50 pips in, which is, way down there. I put my profit target. I took 10 pips on it today because today's Friday. And as price moved up, and got close to 10 pips, I took profit right around here. So that's that. See you later, Drew. Thank you, man. Debbie asks, should I have two different accounts for manual trading and auto trading? Yes, absolutely. You should have two different accounts. Don't trade different things in the same account. You'll screw yourself up. And Sam writes, I understand now when we get a signal, we open a limit trade, buy or sell. Set the price as it is suggested in the room. Set up take profit to 15 pips. No, 10, 20, and 30. But if you want to take 15, that's perfectly fine with you, if that's what you want to do. You can also take 10 pips, move your stop loss to break even to protect any, trade. Most likely it'll get stopped out. But I mean, there's a million variations. What we know is that when the signal comes out, more than likely it's going to move in the direction of that signal. So stop loss of 50 pips. And you're done. All right. Yep, you're done. If yes, how long after we receive the signals will we have time to enter it? Oh, well, it's at the same time every day. It's at 4 a.m. and 10 a.m. So at 4 a.m., we're 1 a.m. your time, Sam, because Sam lives here on the West Coast with me, and it's 1 a.m. for us. So at 1 a.m., I'll turn off my Netflix and get up and place my trade. I'll wait for Terry to enter it, and then I'll place it. And then I'll go to bed. And in the morning, I'll wake up to either a stop out or a profit. And that's the way that I do it. If you want to go for longer term trend following, you can do that as well. Take a profit at, 10, 20, or 30 pips for the majority of your position. Let the rest run. Who cares if it runs for 3 days and you make 500 pips on it? Most likely it's not going to be like that all the time, but it does happen. So, but yeah, they're pretty straightforward. I can't believe we've been in here for like what, an hour and 20 minutes, and I still have a room full of people. Y'all are awesome. Okay, Chet says, thanks, Ryan. Great webinar. I'm still having some trouble with the $19 Gamma bot. No trades were taken today. We'll talk to you next week. Okay, wait. Don't go yet. Don't go. Chat, I want you to contact me after this webinar. We're going to do something different with that. We're taking that away because it doesn't work. Here's the thing. When people start with the auto trader, this is where it bit me in the rear. I've been doing this for years. I know exactly what to do. Even Sam came to my house and told me, your webinars suck. Not really, but they need to be. We need to know. New traders need to know exactly what to do. And Sam, since then, I've been working on creating little 5-minute tutorials on every single thing because I know a lot of things are not organized. But um, but anyhow, Chet, we're doing away with the whole $19 thing. That didn't work. It didn't work whatsoever because you've got to get in there to be able to get to the chat room to ask a few questions to get all of your parameters right. Once you get those right, it's pretty much set and forget. But unless you're in the chat room, it's kind of difficult, and I don't have time to answer everybody. And so it's just not working. But contact me after the webinar or sometime this weekend. I will make it right with you. Sam says 1 a.m. Pacific time. Is there? There is also another time 4 a.m. and 10 a.m. Eastern, which is 1 a.m. and 7 a.m. Pacific. So those are the two. The 4 a.m. Eastern is by far the most profitable. The 10 a.m. is also profitable if you want to sleep late. So it's up to you. Okay. Chat, yes. Chat asks for a screenshot of the parameters. Hang on a second. Where's my thing here? Sam, will send you a link in your in the little chat here, okay? Not to that. Hang on a second. All right, there's you a little thing to click on. All right, well, who else is in here? Todd. Which Todd are you? Are you cool Todd that talks to me and sends me funny little things in my inbox? Okay. Okay. There's another Todd that talks to me all the time. Well, guys, I'm done. I'm gonna go take me a break. If you have any questions, I'll get to them when I get back. But the webinar's done, and thank you guys for sticking around. Sam, you can give me a call. Don't do it now. I want to take me a break for a minute. No, Todd, you're also the cool one. Okay, who is Midnight? Hello, Ryan. It's me. Who is I don't know who a Midnight is. Me who? Thank you, guys. Oh, okay. Midnight is Todd. Okay, all right. Yeah, I ain't talked to you in a few weeks, but yeah. Glad you showed up, man. Okay, I'm gonna leave it running. You got any questions? Type them in. I'll get to them when I get back. I'll be gone for like 5 minutes. Well, y'all got any more questions or whatever? switch between accounts on, okay. Right here, you can have, hang on. You can have, once you set up accounts, they're going to be in right here, however many you have, 1, 2, 5, whatever. And you can just double click on each account and you can switch between it. However, if you do that and you're on the auto trader, it's going to turn your auto trader off. So have another platform open. Yeah, just open up two different platforms. And as long as they've got different account numbers and all that, you should be good to go. Okay, you can open different MT4s on the same computer. There's a way to do it. I've got them on separate. I've got one on my VPN. I've got one on. I've got a Oanda on my. The VPN I use for auto trading only, and then on my desktop I've got a FX Pro, which is my demo account, and then I've got an Oanda, which is my live account, and I've got two separate MT4s. And you should have an icon. You see this icon up in the upper corner here, and then you see here's my Oanda. I did have FXCM, and it was another icon. You can do it that way, and it's something that I can work with you with. I don't know the exact way to open up two separate MT4s with the same broker. I know it can be done. I do it, but I don't know the process. So I have to Google it. Yes, they work on 5-minute binaries. The question is, do probabilities and indicators work on 5-minute Nadex binaries? Yes, they do. However, on a 5-minute binary, let me just pull something over here. Let me see. Okay, on a 5-minute binary, they are very quick. You've only got like when the signal comes out, you got to be on your game because they are so quick. You're not even going to be able to get into the trade in like the last 2 minutes of the trade or last 1 minute, whatever. So, but these are 3 pips wide, and you can usually get a price within 3 pips. Let me go over to Euro USD. Hang on. Okay, you can usually get a price either like if it's a buy, you can get a price up here. You can get a price down here for in the money. They are quick and they still work. The only thing that you need to watch out for is the bid ask. Let me pull up the ask here. What we're seeing right now is the bid price. If we want to see the ask price, it's going to show right here. Now look, you see there's this white line and then this red line. The mid price is halfway in between these two, right there. That's the mid price. So on a 5-minute binary, it may throw you off a little bit because if your bid price closes right at the strike, you're going to win. If you're buying, if it closes right at the strike and you're selling, you're going to lose because of the difference in the bid and ask prices. So you've got to take into account the little spread. And the reason it looks so big is because we're on a 5-minute chart. If we go over here to a daily chart, the bid ask is, you can't see it because it doesn't matter. It's so small. But on a 5-minute chart, the bid ask is really big. So I have used 1-minute charts, but I've used them on 5-minute binaries. But I don't really like to do that. You can't get a 1-minute binary anyhow, so you're going to have to switch it up a little bit. But like if you're using this particular indicator right here, you can, let's go down here and look at a couple things. We'll look at I don't know, let's say a 7-bar fade, and let's look out 15 bars. Now there's no expiry to match up with these. There's just not one. But this is a 1-minute chart, and this is not even good because it doesn't win that often, 42%. Anyhow, let's say I'm going in reverse. I might use these to scalp the market, on a 5-minute binary, or maybe a 20-minute binary or something. But I don't use them that often. I like for my expiries to match up with an expiry that Nadex has to offer. So, but you can look here and you can see kind of how often something happens. Like again, this is no good. But if I were to go in reverse, let's go in reverse here. Actually, that one is in reverse. Now you can see. Let me make the arrows a little bit bigger. Now you can see the arrows, and you can look here and see what happens in the allotted time frame. On most of them, it's going to go in the direction. On even on this one, even though it took a while, it did go down way over here. So that's on a 1-minute time frame. On this one, nothing happened and it kind of reversed. But the 1-minute time frame is kind of noise. I don't like to use it very often. So there you go. Oh, Sam, is it storming at your house today? It's not storming down here yet. Is it? Okay, well, is it bad? Oh, it's just cloudy here. It's not even raining yet. Okay, well, my wife told me to put my car in the garage, so I might have to do that. Well, that's all I got, guys. Yeah, I looked at the weather map just a few minutes ago, and actually, let me look at it here. I'll type in. Let me type in interactive. Whatever. Let me see what this shows me. Here we go. Where are we at here? Okay. Oh, Lord. It's coming right for us here. Let me see where. Oh, yeah, it's pretty nasty where you are, too. Yeah, it'll hit in about an hour. I'm not looking forward to that. I've got a phone call. Hey. I'm doing a webinar. What are you doing? Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, we just got done. I'm done with it, but I was waiting to see if anybody had any questions. And nobody does, so I'm getting ready to turn it off. But yeah, we're getting ready to get some rain here in about an hour. So I would probably tell you to divorce your wife and marry me. Okay, well, we'll talk about it in about 10 minutes. Let me get off here and then we'll. You can't do that. You can't call me up and tell me that and then. Nuh-uh. I'll call you back in 10 minutes. Go away. Bye. That was Chris Arnold. He called me up and asked me a question. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off. I'm done. You guys, thank you. I will talk to you later. Have a great one. Oh, I don't know.